to the Card and Comic Show. Welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today I have a little bit of a different video and one I've never really done before, and that is I'm going to go over what I have been buying and selling on Check Out My Cards, and I'm going to go on a little shopping spree to look for some 90s cards on Check Out My Cards. So let's go first to see kind of where I am at. All right, so here's my dashboard. I have $390 in my account. For the year, I have $8,000 in total sales, and I have 3,588 items listed with a calculated retail value around $18,000. Obviously, that is a bunch of dollar cards as well. I do have cards probably in the $200 to $300, maybe up to $500 on Check Out My Cards. And if you look over here, a majority of them are Marvel and hockey, right? Which makes sense from the card market on Upper Deck EPAC. You can see I just sold about $150 worth of sketch cards just today. Close to $200 actually. So pretty good. I mean, sketch cards are one of those things that can go, you can get $150, $200 for some sketches. Some sketches you're lucky to get $20 to $30. So, and these are the ones I don't really like. That's why they were left on checkout my or Upper Deck EPAC, and then eventually Check Out My Cards. Now, I did have a bunch of cards sent back to me before I really started selling on Check Out My Cards. So I've only been selling since June on Check Out My Cards. So these totals are just from June. And I had a massive submission sent back to me of really nice, expensive hockey and Marvel cards that I wish I would have just kept there and just transferred them and sold them on Check Out My Cards. So I'm actually thinking about taking those cards and sending them back. A big majority of them. Now, some of the cards I did want to put into either PC or to have with me to go to card shows. I took some of those cards with me to the National. In fact, I sold about $4,000 worth of those cards at the National. So wasn't a total loss to have them shipped to me, but I would rather have a bulk of that on COMC and just kind of sell them off over time. And that's a good thing about Check Out My Cards is that you can get $200 sales one day and $2. Right? It's just this kind of steady stream of sales, and so it's just kind of a set it forget it type of mentality. You can go back in and redo your inventory. But I found that with the best offer features, generally you don't have to. You just have to go back and forth a little bit. Now, so you can see what I've been selling. I have been grading a lot, so I'll show you what I've been grading through Check Out My Cards. So here is some PSA cards I've sent in, and we'll go through that a little bit more on what I've been buying, because a lot of these are the cards I've been buying on COMC. Some of them are from what I've been opening on EPAC. And then, here's some grades I got back. So here's some Marvel Premiere cards. And again, everything I've gotten back so far has been CGC. I have gotten no PSA graded cards back when they've started doing those deals. So let's go into what I've actually purchased recently on COMC. And we'll start with the first 90s card I really bought. I believe it's on page 3 here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's on page 4. I'll go all the way back to page 4. That's a lot of 90s purchases. Oh, all right, page 5. All right, so a lot of purchases here. So the first card I bought, I did a video on Pacific, or I was doing research on Pacific, and I did a box break, I think. And so what caught my attention was this Pacific Crown Cup card. It's not particularly attractive, and it's not numbered, but it's, I think, 1 in 721 packs. It's something crazy. Now, I have Baseball Cardpedia opened as well, but I believe it's a 1 in 700 type insert. And so I was just like, okay, well, I looked on eBay and there was one on COMC for $30. So this kind of started the whole thing. I thought, well, man, I can just go through here and pick off some cool 90s cards. I've got money built up in my account that I've sold from all these other cards I've been selling. And so let's just see what I can get. So um, a lot of these cards, so the second card I bought actually was a really pretty cool one, even though it's not a big player, but it's a Fortune 15 Troy Gloss. It is the refractor numbered out of 100. Not a huge name, but a really cool set. It's the second Fortune 15 I own. I have the Vlad. And then I was also able to pick up the silver embossed Griffey. Not the refractor, just the regular silver embossed, which I didn't own. That was $25. The Fortune 15 was 95 ish, 94.50. So a little more expensive, but it's a pretty rare insert. And then I thought this is pretty cool. The embossed refractor John Smoltz. I thought that was really awesome. I love that pattern, and that was like $5. And sometimes I do make offers. Sometimes I just buy whatever I can, what I think is a good deal. Like this Wrecking Crew 96 Topps Chrome refractor of Frank Thomas. It looked pretty well centered. I mean, looked pretty nice. It was like $8. So to me, a 96 Chrome refractor of Frank Thomas for $8, pretty good deal. And there's some cards in here I overpaid, some cards I underpaid. It's just, to me, it kind of does average out. But then I looked at 97 Chrome refractors, and I've got Ivan Rodriguez here. I've been slowly building a little bit of an Ivan Rodriguez PC. Here's a Frank Thomas All-Star refractor. Pretty cool card. A 97 Edgar Martinez. So again, just Hall of Fame refractors. This one was pretty cool, graded. I showed this on my channel. I did have this sent to me. A lot of the graded cards I just have sent to me. Whereas the raw cards, I'm either going to get them graded through the service or build up enough of them and have them all shipped to me at one time. But this looked, for an 8, I mean, I thought this was nice. It's well centered. These cards are notoriously off center. So this was pretty cool, and I'm okay with an 8. I thought it was awesome, and it was $85. So, to me, nice. Here is a Master of the Game Maddox. Those are really nice refractors, even though this has got a refractor line on it. So not super high grade. And then above it, I believe, is the Frank Thomas, same insert set. No, it has a line too, but in a different spot. Those darn refractor lines in the 90s were a bane of all of our existence. Page 3 here. I also looked at some football cards. Again, a second Wrecking Crew refractor Thomas out of for $10. I got 2 of those. This one was a cool one. This is a graded Master of the Game, a 96 Chrome refractor of Ripken, graded an 8. And I thought that was pretty cool for $38. This one's one a little more expensive than I wanted to pay, but it's Barry Larkin. And it's a little off center, and it's got the print lines. But these cards are getting harder and harder to find, and I'm from the Indy area, so these kind of cards do well for me. So it may have been a little bit of an overpay, but it's a card that I don't see that often. Wrecking Crew Mike Piazza. I picked up one Crusade. I've been putting this set together. This is the Gary Sheffield. Again, this is the green of 250. It was $36. 99 refractor of Barry Sanders. And it was $80. Some expensive ones. So this is a one that was pretty expensive. This is John Randall, and he's definitely a Hall of Fame defensive lineman, great player. And this is the Rubies, and so these are numbered out of 50. This is 49 out of 50, and I just wanted to have a good player in the set. I'm almost like I just want to have at least one card in these kind of sets, and I thought that was a really good player. And they've just skyrocketed in price, and so that was kind of fun. Here's where I make a mistake. I bought a gold refractor finest. I showed it off on my channel. And this is basically a backdoor card, not numbered, no die cut. So I should have just not bought that. I thought $41, that's a steal. And then I got, obviously it was a steal from me, I think. I showed this on my channel. I got again sent to me. I love that these rookie traded showcase artist proofs. Just beautiful cards. I love the thumbs up from Frank. Pretty cool. And on top here is another rubies. And I'm in the New York area, and Buffalo Bill player. Just one of these cards. I really like the design. And the set again is getting extremely hard to even get commons, and this was $25 for a common Buffalo player, and I'm definitely in that Buffalo area. Over here, again doing some of the fractal matrix sets, and essential credentials. I did look up and pick up a few, I think, pretty cool defensive players. So here's Junior Seau's credentials card. This one is numbered out of 299. I guess essential credentials, but it's out of 299. Here's Ray Lewis, again out of 299. So those are two really nice Hall of Fame defensive players. Here's a Frank Thomas, same set, essential credentials. And these are 2001. So not the 90s, but still really cool cards, and out of 299 as well. I showed this on my channel, the Cordell Stewart essential credentials for 97. I have the credentials Griffey. I don't have this version of it, so this is high on a lot of our Griffey collectors videos, or collectors I know who need this card. So there's a lot of people out there still need this card in their collection. It's out of 100, so it's a pretty tough one for 97. I picked up Mike Piazza essential credentials, and then here's I collect Connor McDavid Floor Ultra cards. I was just putting together as many of those as I could. This is a nice one. Showcase Hot Gloves Derek Jeter, and this is already at PSA getting graded. So we'll see how these grade, because these are kind of like sight unseen type cards where you get them graded just on a scan. Here's a card I'm pretty excited about getting, just have eventually sent to me, the artist proof from 97 Pinnacle. I think it's just a beautiful card, and love the Dufacts, and I love that card. And it was it was not $75. It was, $119, so maybe a little high for that one, but definitely love that card. And then I picked up some fractal matrix cards, either base X's or die cut Z's, all out of 100 for about $20-25 a piece. I thought that was a good deal for some Hall of Famers. And here's a Ben Grieve gold out of 100 for $2.75. So I was kind of like going into just picking up a few cool cards cheap. And then here's a really nice card, these Pinnacle Plus artist proofs gold out of 100. These cards are amazing. You can see on the scan, but in hand, when you own one of these cards, they are dramatic in how nice they are. Just great looking cards. So that's the Vlad. And then I mentioned 05 Zenith. So here is the Brady I picked up, and I believe this is the museum. No, this is a silver artist proof, and they're not numbered, and neither is the museum. But the golds, like this Vlad, and again, my unintentional Vlad collection, the golds are numbered out of 50, and I believe you'll see that there at the top. This is right here, out of 50. The one thing I like about checking my cards is that they have the card numbering right here in the description, so you can see if the card's numbered and what the numbering is. Here's one that, again, I was very cool. I was really happy picking up, is the 50th anniversary Bowman Reggie White card. So these, I believe, are numbered out of 50, and this is 50 out of 50. I thought that was really cool. So I really like picking up some Reggie White cards. He's an all-time great. So that was fun for me. That's just one of those kind of cool cards that not a lot of people think about, but it's a pretty hard to get card. Same way for this classic 63 from 98 Fuller Tradition. It's the gold version, numbered out 63, and here's the Smoltz PSA 9. I just picked up a lot of these cards from a person who is breaking up a set. I picked up 5 or 6 cards, including the Ripken, recently, so they'll be on my channel soon. Again, another gold artist proof from Pinnacle Plus. This is the Ivan Rodriguez, so out of 100. And then an epic. So this is really cool. And these epic emeralds, I think, are like 1 in every 144 packs. And I got this Frank Thomas for $13. So, and I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like it's all chipped up and nasty looking. So I don't know why it's $13, but I will take it. It's pretty tough card. Thunderclap, I think these were 1 in 72 packs. Just one of those classic ultra sets. And then the last card I picked up was something I really appreciated because I just picked up the atomic of this card on eBay just a week ago. So that's coming to me. Now I've got the regular refractor, so now I've got sort of the rainbow for this card. I've got the atomic and the base, and this is numbered out of 400. And it's a PSA 9, and these are still pretty tough to grade. I mean, they chip and scratch pretty easy. So this is kind of what I've been buying on Check Out My Cards. And again, that card was $99. And I think that's just a steal, honestly, for a PSA 9. That card would cost, $20-something to grade anyway. So, basically it's like buying the card for $70. I think it's, I don't know if you could buy that card for $70 at a card show or at or at least a nice card show. Maybe if someone was just trying to blow out cards and didn't, care to really, price it, just wanted to move it. But I think that card, in today's market is definitely worth more than $70, numbered out of 400. All right, so let's get into some searches here. And again, I got Baseball Cardpedia pulled up here to do some reviews on how rare it is, and I got eBay open if I want to do some searches on pricing comparison to see if it's worthwhile. So normally I go by player when I look for cards to buy. Again, I've been doing Frank Thomas, Ivan Rodriguez lately, and I kind of just put together like a whole bunch of cards in my bucket, and then I go through and just kind of figure out which ones I want to buy. The biggest question I always have when I go through is do I want to buy one really, really big card or a lot of little cool cards? So now one card did catch my eye when I was searching previously, and it was Ken Griffey Jr. Card. And I want to kind of go through it with you on what it was. And I will just find it. It's a 98 Ken Griffey Jr. card. Oh, and it was not the Golden Anniversary, which I'd love to have that card. It was not the Retro Signed Sign, which I've already owned that card. But we'll go through, and I'll show you which one it was. It's this card right here. And again, I would actually have to pitch in, or I can make an offer. But this card is from 1998. I believe Select is the set. We'll go back. It's Pinnacle, and it's not Select. It's actually Team Pinnacle. And, this card was never really supposed to be issued. This is definitely a backdoored card. So when they went bankrupt, a bunch of sets were never issued, and this is one of those sets that got leaked out when the inventory was purchased. So this is one of those cards that you see. Some of these sets have been released after the fact, like years, sometimes decades later, like 10, 15 years later, you're seeing some of these sets now showing up. And this is a card that was never meant to be issued, or was never issued in packs or sent to collectors, because again, this is part of the Team Pinnacle Collectors Club. So just like Stadium Club Collectors Club, you could join this and you got cards as part of joining. So this was supposed to have been a card that was sent to these collectors and never was. One of the reasons that this card has never been sent is because the card was never numbered. So this may have been a preview or a sample card that was going to be given away, but it was never numbered. The cards in the set were numbered if it was part of the base set. So it's one clue that this card was never intended to be probably sold in packs or given away. I think that. But it's very well documented that this card was never part of the original Team Pinnacle cards that were given to collectors who joined. This was supposed to have been maybe a round 2 or a round 3 type card, or maybe given away in other ways. So to me, it's very interesting because it's one of those cards that we don't know how many were printed. We don't know if this was cut from a sheet, if it was just, how it even came into being. Is it printer scrap that someone cut out? Was it there was a couple of whole sheets of these cards that someone chopped up, and now there's a card? The origin is very sketchy, but it makes me really interested in this card. So I'm going to put this on my cart. So it's a card I'm interested in. But I think Griffey is honestly, a lot of Griffey cards I sort of own now, and the ones I really want, they're cards that I've been very selective recently, because of the pricing of everything, and things are going up and going down. So I'm kind of like just being very selective when I buy some of my Griffey cards, just because I want to make sure the market itself is not going to go one way or the other, and waiting would be a better option for some of these cards. I think for some of them, don't come up very often, but some of them I think you can maybe wait a little bit and maybe get a better deal as prices stabilize a little bit on some sets. But there's a Kramer's Choice, which is a great card. I don't own any Kramer's Choices. So that might be a card I would put on the list because I just love that design. Again, Kramer's Choices aren't numbered. You can see this card when you pull it on the back. I believe, this year is not numbered. This was a 1998. Yeah, they're all 98s, I guess. How I searched. So there you go. That's again a very cool Griffey card. These Epic Emeralds cards, I mean, they're all rare in terms of just what the stated print runs are. So a lot of really nice cards. I think I'm leaning more towards looking at maybe Frank Thomas cards to see what's out there for Frank. And I mean, you've got a Mirror Red, which is a beautiful card. The 2002 base gold refractor is kind of cool. Maybe interested in that. But scrolling through, Star Quest Red, that's I think way overpriced. That embossed golden idols card is super overpriced. I don't know what to tell you. Now this is a cool card. This is a silver platinum. Silver, a platinum medallion, season crown. So this is a subset from the base set, but it's number 13 out of 100. It's definitely a cool card. I might add that to my cart. I think that's a cool card. And I own that home run card, so I don't really think about that. These Soaring Star cards right here, the thing about these cards that's interesting is that, there's different versions of the card. There is like I want to say there's 3 different foils. We can pull it up, 1997 Flair. It's an interesting set. I think they ran out of one type of foil. So yeah, it's a set that I've been really wanting to get the Griffey on. I don't believe I own all the variations here for Griffey. If you go down to Soaring Stars, I can find them. Yeah, so here's where it talks about there's 3 variations. Variation 1, there's stars in the background. Then variation 2, there is a different star foil finish, much more refractory, and then version 3 is, glowing, and it's where you've got a really different looking foil where you don't really have that starry background. You've got more of like a holographic foil. So you get 3 versions of this card, the glowing foil, the star foil, and the regular star foil. So you get 3 versions of this card. So looking at this card, you can't really tell what version this is. I mean, if I was going to guess, it does probably look like the base version or the non-rare versions, so to speak. So, but it's just a cool card. And again, another platinum medallion card. So here's one for 320. Here's one for 350. I've always loved the this version, this card, the Ultimate Victory collection, and they're numbered out of 100. So I think I'll add that to my cards. It's a cool card. Next up, yeah, here's the gold refractor from 96 for 320. Here is a Fleer Focus focal point. And again, sometimes as people don't know these sets very well, this set is numbered out of 50. And they're pretty condition sensitive. I mean, I look at the card and I don't think it's terrible looking design, but it's not as striking as some other designs. So I think I'll probably pass on this one. I just picked up this blue Team Finest card that has a serial number for $82. So you can see where this one's at 300. So it's not even worth even asking. Now here are some pretty cool cards. The gold script Thomas. I just picked up the Grippy in this card not too long ago, which I really like, but I think this card for 300 might be a little high. Maybe. I can put it on the list, but I'm not sure about this one. But you can see the numbering. So I'll add to the card, but I'm not as sold on that card. But it's a cool card. You got Atomic Refractor there. Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through. Gold label red for 250. There's the blue that's actually serial numbered to 150. Here's a man base card, and the man base cards are out of, I believe, 400 or 500. Sorry. You can see this one is definitely one that has had some price movement down, and I can't tell if it's got some damage right here. It's just part of the picture. I looked at this up on eBay. I believe you can buy a raw one for like maybe $90. Let me look real quick. The man Thomas. See if I can see what some. Here's some right here. Here's one for 250 raw. Here's a actual refractor. 206 raw. Here is, yeah, so here's a graded 8 for $99. So, I think on something like that, for 125, and it's on 50% off. Number to 500, I don't know. I think I would be more inclined to maybe offer him $100 for it and see if he takes it. Let's see if there's anything else really cool. Again, there's a lot of cards cool for like $40. Not everything has to be $200 or $300. Here's a 2001 Aspirations die cut Frank for $65. It's a cool card. Going through here and see if there's anything. Home Run Derby. Yeah. Here's another one of those blues out of 150. Oh, here's a Fractal Matrix Gold base. So this is out of 100. So for I think $200 is a little expensive. You saw in the video on Fractal Matrix, I was getting some of those for like $100. So here's two pretty cool cards. This is the 96 refractor. Let's look that one up. I don't know what a 96 Thomas refractor would bring. So we'll pull that up real quick. It is a card I don't have. So we'll see what it comes up with. I should just pick her up. There is one right there. 160 for one there. Obviously, I can go to sold items. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we pull any up. Now there is a really cool Frank that I haven't hit yet. So here is a PSA 9 for $100, or PSA 8 for $100. So I think that card's probably a little overpriced. I like that retro game jersey card. That's a really cool card. All right, so I'm going to plug my computer in, and we'll be right back. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. International Refractor Frank, another 96. Not. There is one I spied on here before. That if I find it again, I might. Oh, sorry, that's a 2009 96. I don't know, I'm thinking. Gold SPX, cool looking card. 150 might be tad high. Stand and Deliver, 97 score, gold. Those are out of 225. Kind of cool, but 225 is pretty high. 2 out of 100, so you get the Ultimate Victory collection and the Triple Gold die cut View to Thrill for 149. All right, here's the cool card. This might be the rarest card on this whole Griffey Thomas pile we've looked at so far. This is the mirror image inversion or inverted version, where instead of the Frank Thomas being the big picture, the Travis Lee's the big picture. And then if you flip it over, you should see the same thing on the back. Bagwell's small and Derek Lee's big. Now, what rarity is this, right? Unfortunately, Baseball Cardpedia is not as helpful, because when you go there, it just mentions the set. It doesn't mention rarity. So inverted don't have an actual. You see right here, no print runs, and I think even when they talk about it in the comment section, it just says, inverted. It just says, what it is, but it doesn't really go into how rare they are. I will say this: I don't see these cards ever hardly come up for sale. So to me, I that might be one that's worth it just because it's such a rare card. Like that 98, Team Pinnacle card from Griffey, which is just something you never see because it's something that me have never should have got out type of card. It's an interesting card here. I don't actually own this card. It is kind of like a Marvel type card. They make him kind of look into Superman or superhero, so it's kind of cool. Linchpin, I do have one at PSA getting graded right now, so I'm not really in that market for that card. Just a base gold, 97. And I'm kind of getting into what I think is kind of like, just, not as kind of cool cards. Like this Connections card here. So this is like a 1 in 18 insert. That's definitely not rare. This card sells for $20 all day long. Even though it's graded, I'm not going to put a lot of stock in that card. So I don't see a lot of really just gotta have them type cards. So I think down here, that this card definitely is cool. But again, here's another Zenith card missing the serial number. Just hate that, like where cards are basically can't really trust where they came from. Another artist proof. So here's and I already have this card. This is why I'm not as interested. 1999 Upper Deck Game Jersey. Not as interested. Gold Finest. So this is the base gold out of 250 Team Finest. Now this card is interesting. This is the foil, gold foil. These are 1 in 800 packs. So again, this is a classic case of, the card really has no uber appeal other than it's got a little bit of a different foil stamp, but it's a much rarer card. I'll throw on the list. We'll kind of evaluate at the end. Is this something we want to get into? Legendary Sluggers. I actually don't own this card, I believe, for Frank, and this is kind of a 1999 auto, so I'll throw that in the list. We'll keep going down and see if there's anything else we want to throw into the cart. I think this is a nice looking patch card, honestly. 2005 Fleer Patchworks. And see where we are. Yeah, I don't really see anything. It's another Stand Deliver for $90, so a lot cheaper. And it really looks like that the best option might be just one big card. I'm not seeing, but we haven't gotten down to a lot of $20, $30 cards. Like I said, here's here's an interesting card. The Warp Tech. These are 1 in like 800 packs or 900 packs. These Warp Tech, kind of this was supposed to be Dominion was supposed to be kind of like the new thing from Skybox before they went under, and they did Warp Tech was kind of like their highest tier of cool looking cards, and from that year, because they issued the set with multiple versions, and the Warp Tech was the hardest to get, and that's the same ethos of Frank Thomas. Here is the base gold X, and so these are out of 100, so that might be something we would look at. And a gold epic, and again the epics card. All those cards are very cool. Here's the foil again. So again, this card is got a pretty bad damaged corner, so I probably won't even care about getting it. This card is pretty, for people who don't know, this is the card. This is a pretty cool card. The home. So the rumor is that in the 97 Pinnacle, I'll bring it up, the home jersey cards were supposedly harder to get in 1997 Pinnacle. I'll bring up the little what it says in Baseball Cardpedia, but it says here that the home jersey cards had even sequential numbering. While never confirmed, some speculators speculate that collectors speculate that home cards were short printed. So that's interesting. So I just picked up the Griffey Away. So I think that's a cool card, and I'll put it in because that is a pretty rare card. The Starring Roll from 97 Ultra. I believe the Starring Rolls were 1 in 288 packs. So if I look at 97 Ultra, I believe that Starring Roll was a pretty rare card. Ultra is one of those sets that had just tons of, until about 2000. Here's Starring Roll 1 in 288. There you go. Pretty tough one. And there might be another one on here. Sometimes you see a card like that listed multiple times because either they don't spell it the same or it just somehow doesn't get sorted properly. So we'll go down. I think this might be the last row of cards we look at for Frank Thomas. A lot of cool cards. I mean, we definitely found a lot of really interesting Frank Thomas cards. Here's a Kramer's Choice, so I think we'll throw that in there from 90. 1997. Again, for $48 for one. All right. Yeah, Frank definitely, for me anyway, I get a lot more opportunity to buy Frank right now. And I think that's going to eventually change. It's just how it is, And here's the regular that I mentioned, the inverted, but here's the regular version of that same card. You see Bagwell is the big photo. All right. Yeah. So the other player I was really interested in to see what was out there is Greg Maddux. So we'll do one more search. And is there any really cool Greg Maddux cards? I really want to see if there's something. Here's that retro Maddux jersey card that looks like the original 97, I believe. Yeah, game jersey. It's a cool set. I need to research that a little bit to see. Yeah, well, we can just look at it right here, 2005 Upper Deck. How rare were those? 97. 97 throwback, I guess. Let's see if we can find it in the checklist. We'll see here. Oh. Retro. Base retro. So number to 150, and there's no odds. So it's right there. 20 cards, number to 150, no odds. I want to look back to it. Is this actually number to 150? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just stated print run of 150. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know enough about it to really make a big deal. Now, here's kind of a cool card. It's caught in the fly, but it's the PMG. And if it's the PMG, and this one is really rough. I mean, my gosh, it's chipped to heck. So it is, but it's really in poor condition. So I'm interested in that one. So again, a lot of high end there. Let's see what we can find from the 90s insert wise. There's a blue certified. Some autos. I just bought this card right here. I just bought this diamond card for $90. I just got it in. It's sitting right here, so you can see it. It's right there. I got the diamond card. So I actually have that card. I just bought it for $90. So again, that's why, you can't always, check out my cards is one of those things where you just got to do a little research. Here's some autos. Here's a Credential Futures out of 58. Kind of cool. But I'm looking for something a little more iconic. Now, these are really cool, and this might be fun. And this isn't retro, but I always love these museum autos. I think they just look really, really good. And I can afford it. Here's again the Warp Tech with Roger Clemens right there. We talked about those are like 1 in 1,800 packs or something. It's just ridiculous. There is the mirror image. This, Maddox and Jamie Wright. A lot of autos. This is a cool card. These Beam Teams from 2001. I think these are always really, really nice looking. And they're out of 500. I've got the Griffey, so I always like that set. Yeah, I don't see tons. Yeah, there's the foil Maddox here. Yeah, I don't see tons. I think I just picked up that foil Maddox earlier. Gold out of 99. Maddox there. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of really cool Maddox cards. Honestly, nothing that really jumps out at me. Here's a kind of a cool one, but it's 2005. So this is number out of 50, but I'm not really, it's not calling to me. Yeah. Diamond Immortals is cool. I don't have a hot gloves. Here's a Kramer's Choice. The hot gloves might be fun to pick up of Maddox. You know, like what would one go on eBay for? Let's see. This is $92.97. Yeah, like $70 for an 8. 200 for a 9, 70. So it looks like raw is going down to $30. So buy would probably think of like a $7 card, and they got a price at 80. So probably offer 70. They might take it. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see any. Just a lot of the same. I think this is kind of cool. I don't actually own this card. Should say refractor on the back. It does. There's one, and there's the other. Rare refractor. I actually don't own this card. So this one looked a little nicer. I'm looking at just the centering. So yeah, that's a card that I would consider. White Hot is a cool card. Preview. Don't like preview. And 1999 game jersey for $50. I'll put it on the list. All right. Exceptional at a 250. Okay, it's a cool card. 95 meal-ins. Those are almost like out of glass. I'm sorry. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, here's the artist proof out of 500. 96 select. Okay. Yeah, I think, you know, we got enough cards to look at to make a little bit of a selection here. So we got $2,400. So we're gonna have to make some choices here. So we could do the one Griffey card. I'm a little leery of just putting all my eggs in one basket. I think the biggest cool card here is that reverse image Bowman's Best card, or inverted. I think that, to me, yeah. And then if I look at, there's an auto for $100. That's cool. The game jersey for $50. I mean, $338 for that Ultimate Victories high. $320 for the Platinum Medallion. I believe a Platinum Medallion just sold. We'd like to see what it brought. That is now the 98 set is by far the most popular Platinum Medallion. 1998. Let's 98. Medallion. Yeah, let's see what everyone says. Oh, $425 for the raw one. Whew. Okay. $420 for the Pizzazz. $1150 for the 8 base. $1,800 for Griffey. Almost an $870 for a 99 out of 99. So looking at that, yeah, it just sold for $425. Does not look to be in that great a shape. Honestly, these are very difficult cards to keep in great shape. Yeah, looking at it, like, it's just like, okay, a little wear there, a little wear there. It may not be that bad, actually. Looking at it, it does not appear. Yeah, it looks like to be a pretty nice card, actually. Number 71 of 100, and the one we have on our watch list right here is number 13 of 100. And again, there's another one at $350 up there. And again, you got Andy Pettit, available in 98. 98 is definitely the most expensive, in my opinion. The ones I've seen, 98 is the alpha and omega of all platinum medallions. It appears. Let's see if there's any other cool ones to look at. Okay. Here's the other one. And to me, it's a lot more rough right there on that one edge than this one is. So, actually, I like this one better. For $320, again, we said one sold for $425, $100 cheaper. So that is definitely something to consider. In the inverted, yeah, both those cards are really nice. Yeah. Whew. Choices. Let's see. And I really like the Upper Deck Legend Signature Series as well. But yeah. So $320 for the Platinum Medallion, which seems like it makes that's probably worth it. One just sold again for $100 more. And the Home and Away. So those are kind of the ones that are drawing my attention. The Griffey Kramer's Choice Award card is very cool as well. I like that Max Gold card as well. I mean, there's a lot of really cool cards on here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Platinum Medallion. I think that is a big card. There's another one on there, but it's a lot more damaged. And, this definitely is, below recent comps. So let's just go ahead and buy now. All right. Purchase, and there we go. I own the item. So if I go to my dashboard, you can see I now own a Platinum Medallion, Seasons Crown, Frank Thomas, numbered 13 out of 100. So there you go, guys. That is shopping on, and check out my cards using the cash I've been making from selling my cards on. Check out my cards, the hockey cards, the Marvel cards, and using that money to reinvest into 90s cards. And you can see the ones I've just picked up. Again, these two cards here are numbered out of 100, or actually 400 and 100 for Frank Thomas, but this card here is 100. So I have been looking at, hard to get inserts or numbered cards from the 90s of players I really love. So there you go. That's the video, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.